Great. Well, welcome to the Trails Committee meeting on Tuesday, July 27th, 2021. Pursuant to Senate Bill number 2475, which was signed into law by Governor Baker on June 16, 2021, this meeting of the Trails Committee will be conducted via remote participation to the greatest extent possible. And if anyone would like to read the rest of the preamble, you're welcome to go to our website and view the agenda for 727. So I will do a roll call vote. I think we have two attendees, Sam Stivers and Isabel. So I'm going to promote Isabel to panelist. And Sam, if you want to be promoted to chat, just feel free to raise your hand. And can I ask you, Tom, do you mind keeping an eye on, hi, Isabella, on our attendees and any chats? That would be great. Okay, so we need to do a quick roll call vote for those who are here. So when I call your name, please say you are present. Isabel Murphy.
Present.
Great. Satyendra Sharma.
Present.
And Tom McCoolier.
Present.
And Kat McKee. And today we have a visitor, Isabella. Pronounce your last name again for me.
Bogdansky.
Bogdansky. And Sam Stivers is also in the audience as a member of the public. So welcome everyone. Okay, so we may have a visitor, another visitor, Nick Boy, the Eagle Scout, who is interested in doing the Aqueduct Trail Connector, but he doesn't appear to be here just yet. So we'll give him some time and just reorder the agenda when he shows up. And if not, I can just talk a little bit about the progress that we've made as far as permitting and what we understand needs to happen next. Next on the agenda is the approved minutes from the last meetings. So there's actually a typo here at 6:22 meeting and 5:18. For some reason, when I looked at our minutes, I saw that there was a 5:18 minutes, but there was actually just a, hey, you're late notice. And I mistook that for our minutes. So we actually are approving 5:18 and 6:22. And thank you, Sati, for circulating those. And so please let me know if you have any edits to those minutes or let Sati and I know. Okay, so if there are no issues and someone wants to make a motion to approve minutes from 5:18 and 6:22, I would be open to receiving that motion.
I'll make the motion to approve the minutes from 5:18, May 18th, and June 22nd as written.
Wonderful. Does someone want to second that?
I will second that.
Moved. Great. And all in favor, please say yes when I call your name. Isabel Murphy.
Yes.
Satyendra Sharma.
Yes.
Tom McCoolier.
Yes.
And Kat McKee, yes. So all in favor. Thank you very much for that. And we are now current again with minutes. Yay. Okay, so our next item on the agenda is volunteer appointment issues. So I'll give a very short overview. Isabella filled out her form. She submitted it as needed, and she attended the July 13th Board of Selectmen meeting. And after we had spoken, it was apparent that some of her interests also aligned with the stewardship committee. So I had her speak. I invited her to speak with Joyce Greenleaf, the chair, and there are some synergies with what she was looking to do. So she submitted the form for both committees. And when she did the discussion, I only just saw this last week, so I wasn't aware of what had happened. And so there was a question brought up of whether we should leave the vacancy for the Trails Committee open for a while, a month, and until the next Board of Selectmen meeting to see if there was any other volunteers that might be interested. And I think it was just perhaps a misunderstanding of the process, and there was maybe a thought that there might be someone else interested in the Trails Committee. So they had asked, so she only got appointed to stewardship that night, and then the board was going to revisit it in August. So I've spoken with Lisa Braccio, the chair. I was a little confused, so I wanted to get an understanding of what had happened. And after I watched the meeting, and so I spoke with them on Friday, and so there's just a little bit of a misunderstanding. So I spoke with Isabella. She said she's still interested, that we haven't spooked her yet. And so she will be at the next meeting, August 17th, will be voted appointed rather to the Trails Committee. So she can attend their meetings, of course, as a member of the public, but she won't be voting tonight on things.
So do you know if there's anybody else that actually put their application in?
No, there was no, not officially an applicant. And I did reach out to the individual who had asked for it to stay open and asked for the individual's name, because the next one of our topics is we're going to talk about adjunct positions. Like, is it possible, we'd mentioned this before, is it possible to have a couple of non-voting adjunct members that won't affect quorum, but that would help us have more hands on deck? So I did reach out and ask about that individual that the person had in mind, and turns out that person is now volunteering for another committee and not available for Trails. So that's one that's cleared up, and that person's not available right now. And we did have William Warren reach out. He's on a number of committees. You would know him, Tom, from our master plan committee. He's on the Americans Disabilities Act, Cable TV and Municipal Technology Committee. So I had explained to him to stay in touch because we may have this other opportunity. And he said, regardless of whether he's an official member, he would like to be more involved with Trails. So that was really a great experience. So he's interested. I invited him tonight. He may or may not come. And so that's a great segue into the next question, which is a while back we had talked about, what could we do? And I approached Jim Hegarty about, are there options for our committee to have some non-voting members that would participate ad hoc as they need to, as they can. They don't have to show up at meetings, but they can, and their names would be on the website, that kind of thing, but they're non-voting. And there really wasn't a clear way to do that. So I reached out when I talked to Lisa on Friday and Mark Purple, I talked to them about this idea. And so we might be able to be creative in our approach here, because we are an ad hoc committee, which means the charge was developed by the Board of Selectmen. So it's not a mandated state law committee, which is more rigid in the way you can approach those. So that means we might have some flexibility. So I'm going to put it out to the committee. I have Lisa said she was going to think about some ideas, and I had spoken with another member of the board and gotten an idea about maybe it's an adjunct committee member as a name, because ex officio carries other, it's not appropriate in this case, and alternate has other meanings. So zoning board, for example, has alternate members, and they actually do vote when they sit in, so it can't be called that. So the suggestion was made maybe adjunct. So I want to put that out to the committee and tell me what you think. And some of the reasons why would be, one is more hands on deck. It's nice to have a group of people who are in the know, who are familiar with the trails, who can help on work days, who can make suggestions and all sorts of things. We have a lot coming up in the next year or two, so having a few more hands on deck would be great. And also, if we think about succession planning, this is something that Mark had mentioned, succession planning, if you have someone already really teed up and someone needs to step down, they can just step right in, and they're really already pretty well versed in what's going on with the community. So it'd make that transition a little bit easier. And with trail maintenance, there's no shortage of hands that we could, the more the merrier in that case. So I'm going to open it up to hear from you guys and what you're thinking.
I love the idea. I definitely think we should have that available.
Okay.
So the only thing I completely agree with you, Isabel. I think we need clarification on, the succession part of it. If you're an adjunct, does that mean you automatically get appointed?
Good question.
I don't know. I mean, it could be a good thing. It could be a bad thing.
You
have to set the rules, I guess.
Yep. So would there be a reason why, like maybe that person's not the best suited for the committee? Is that why you're thinking like you wouldn't just
I
want
just-
automatically, or just
I
to
don't wanna-
have it defined?
But I don't want to have automatic appointment, I guess.
Yeah.
Not that it's, in all likelihood, 99 or 999 out of 1,000, it's going to be the right thing.
Right.
But at least it gives you that 1 out of 1,000 wiggle room, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's open to debate. I just don't want to have it automatic that you're an adjunct. If there's an opening, you automatically get filled because you're the longest tenured adjunct.
Okay. No automatic appointment. Gotcha.
Yeah, I agree. I think I'm with Tom. I also think on the other side, it also gives us an opportunity to get to know people better.
Mhm.
And they get a better idea of what's really involved in joining the committee.
Oh, a little trial. Ooh, I like it.
Trial and buy. It's like try and buy.
We could call it the try and buy option.
Right on the trails.
A try and buy provision.